Okay, let's do this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTN Sports, and thank you once again for joining to watch another video, another live chat. This one is entitled, and I'm going to have fun with this one, What a Boxing Trainer Wants Isn't Always What He Gets. Now, before I start this video, I need to make a disclaimer. I have a lot of respect for any trainer or all the trainers around the world, regardless of their accomplishments and achievements. There are some trainers that are better than others. There are some trainers that have been given opportunities to train great fighters straight from Olympic Games, straight into their gym because of the promoters they're with. There are other trainers that are very good trainers that have had to work with fighters that have gotten beaten up and have been unfortunate and have gone to those trainers, and that's the best those trainers have had to work with. So they haven't really had great fighters to work with in the start, where other trainers have had the ability to only work with the best fighters in the world and not really had to do too much work to put into them, but have got the plaudits of getting out of them. In other words, someone else has done the hard work and they've just come in and polished them off afterwards, and that's how they've made their legacy. Or in other words, they didn't make that fighter from the start. They basically, that fighter turned up in their gym after years of hard graft by another trainer. You know the story and you know what I'm getting at. And that's not just one fighter. That's through the history of boxing. This video in particular is talking about a history of boxing, particularly boxing trainers, and particularly boxing trainers in America. Now, I don't have to tell you about how some of the most flamboyant trainers we've had in the history of boxing have been American trainers. You know, they'll sit in a press conference. We're going for the knockout. You know, we're gonna knock him out. You know, we're taking him in the deep end. We're gonna knock him out. We're gonna drown him. You know, we've heard this over and over again. American trainers, when they say it, it's got flamboyance, like it belongs there. And if you don't have a trainer talking smack, then and it's American, it doesn't all quite work out. You know, there are others in boxing that can do it in a real smooth and calm and relaxed way, like Virgil Hunter, who's very smooth in the way he speaks, and you know, almost like he should be a singer and should have an album. You know, a very soulful man. And then you know how you managed it. And we're gonna knock him out. You know, and Manny Stewart was very fast speaking. You had Pepper Correa, another one. He's British and he's bad. You know, we have American trainers that are fast speaking. You know, and very flamboyant, very outspoken in what they think and how they believe and how the fight's gonna go. Freddie Roach, we're gonna knock out Marquez. Teddy Atlas, Fireman, and all the rest of it, where Teddy Atlas turned around to Michael Moore and almost embarrassed him. And I think he was calling his son, or he was calling his mum. He's calling Michael Moore his mum or his son in the middle of a big fight, trying to motivate him to become world champion. Do you want me to go out there and fight for you, Val? Abel Sanchez as well. You know, if you don't want to fight, we can go home. Abel Sanchez. And there's other trainers in history that we've had, and we still do have flamboyant trainers in boxing. So it's particularly in America. It's always great to listen to the comments and the statements. Now, with regards to this situation with Tyson Fury going to Sugar Hill, see, Tyson's decided to go to Sugar Hill, leaving Ben Davison. Now, think what you want about Ben Davison for a second. Say what you want about him. But obviously something was working from Tyson being what he was to the position where he got to now, get himself becoming a WWE star and going to Top Rank. That was all to do with him and Ben Davison working together. So that partnership worked. The manifestation of Ben Davison and Fury worked together. They seem to work well. Okay, yeah, Robert Guerrero's dad, of course. Danny, you would mention that. Of course, there's so many trainers. We could go on. Danny Garcia's dad. We can go on and on and on. But I just want to really focus on this situation with Sugar Hill with a warning. And when I do these warnings, this is a warning because You know, while he's talking about we're gonna go out there and we're gonna knock out Deontay Wilder, that sounds good. And because he's got the name, he's taken the name Stewart. He's no Sugar Hill, Javon Sugar Hill. He's gone and taken his uncle's name Stewart, and he's taken that on. Fair enough, but it doesn't make you Emmanuel Stewart. I've got the last name Jones, but that doesn't make me, because I've got Jones, I'm connected to Roy Jones Jr. Even if he was my dad, it doesn't mean I can go and box like Roy Jones. Do you get me? Or play rugby as good as Gareth Jones, or do you know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. That's an illusion. It doesn't work like that, okay? Because you wear a yellow top and it's got Kronk in it, that doesn't make you a great trainer. What makes you a great trainer is what you've produced. The worrying sign in all of this for me so far is that, yes, he worked with Adonis Stevenson, but Adonis Stevenson has one punch knockout power. Adonis Stevenson could be behind in points, and he's got the same sort of knockout power that Wilder's got, that left hand. When Adonis touches you with that left hand, you go to sleep. Do you understand? Tony Bellew can tell you that firsthand, and many other fighters. Chad Dawson, when he stepped up to light heavyweight and he blew Chad Dawson away in a round, that's the sort of power that Adonis Stevenson carry. So when Sugar Hill's training Adonis Stevenson, good in his footwork, Olympic pedigree, got a big knockout ratio, you can rely on the left hand and set everything up behind the left hand, that's great. But now you've got Tyson Fury, who's a 6'8" heavyweight. So the first thing you've got to ask yourself the question is, okay, so he's gone to Sugar Hill. Can somebody name one heavyweight that Sugar Hill has worked with that's world class? The first question. And then, if so, what has he done with that world class fighter? And if so, how does the work that he's done with that fighter correlate to Tyson Fury? Now, what a trainer wants and what a trainer gets are two totally different things. And I'll explain further. Bear with me on this. Freddie Roach, when he was asked in the fight between Marquez and Pacquiao, and he was on with Max Kellerman, and they were showing, I think, the 3 fights, and he was talking about the footwork of Marquez and the counter punching ability. He said in the 3 fights Marquez had given them problems. Marquez kind of felt that he should have won the fights. Okay? And Freddie Roach was asked the question, right, what do you think? Well, we're gonna have to knock out Marquez. We're going for the knockout in this fight. On the press conference, we're gonna go for the knockout. We're gonna go for the knockout. We're gonna go for the knockout. So Freddie Roach, his window or his level or his vision was so narrow that in turn, the whole idea was for Pacquiao to knock Marquez out. Regardless how the fight is going, knock Marquez out. It don't matter if you've been dropped yourself. It don't matter if you've been hurt yourself. It don't matter if this guy's causing you problems. Don't worry about all that. Go for the knockout. Keep charging for it and go for the knockout. Well, you saw how that worked out. Go for the knockout. What ended up to Pacquiao? He got put to sleep. All right? That's when you're so hell-bent as a trainer that we're going for the knockout. Now, this man here, Sugar Hill, is telling that man Tyson Fury, and already getting his head, we're gonna knock Deontay Wilder out. Okay. They said we're gonna knock Wilder out. Now Fury is not known as a one-punch knockout artist. He hit Wilder with a kitchen sink. And he buzzed Wilder. Well, Wilder's what, 214, 215 compared to this huge guy. How much was Fury outweighing Wilder by? Of course, a guy that heavy and that big, of course he's gonna rock you around. He's trying the jab's gonna rock you about. The poundage, he's a heavy guy, he's a big guy. Right? This ain't no lightweight that was hitting Wilder. It just, so these things need to take into consideration. But Fury, who has Fury knocked out? Which world-class heavyweight has Fury knocked out? Name me one world-class heavyweight. Don't tell me Otto Wallin. Don't tell me Tom Schwartz. He couldn't even put away Pianetta. Oh, well, all this losing the weight, if we pack the weight on, we're going to be punching harder. Okay, that's nice. That's good, Fury. That sounds all good. But guess what? What happens if Wilder packs on that same weight as well? So you got hit with 215 pounds. Let's say you get hit with an extra 10 pounds on you. Another extra 10 pound by Wilder. And you get cracked for that right hand. What happens then? Have you taken that into consideration? So while you're standing and you're going to try and do this crunk thing where you're going to, all the crunk fighters want to engage and stand in the pocket and try and turn the right hand over and go pop. Just remember, that didn't work out for you too well in the first fight because you end up in your back twice in the fight. So what a trainer wants, or may I say, what a trainer is capable of training, if he didn't knock Chisora out. I don't care what you say. He didn't knock him out. Ask, who did he knock out? Hay knocked out Chisora. White knocked out Chisora. Fury didn't knock out Chisora. Stop. Stop it. Just stop it. So, when we're talking about this particular fight and the Kronk style, which is to get the right hand off, Fury style is not about trying to knock guys out. Fury style is about boxing, making you miss, making you pay. So you're going to compensate for that to go for the knockout. The percentage is, that's not how you fight. That is not how you fight. That is not how your career has been based. And as soon as you get hit with a right hand by Wilder, as soon as this happens, that right hand connects in your jaw, you're going to have to go to plan B real quickly. Because I don't believe that Sugar Hill can impart enough into Fury to change his ways between the time they've met till when they fight Deontay Wilder. No. Fury's best if it was going so well, if Fury was so convinced that his style was good enough to beat Wilder, why are you making all the adjustments now? Oh, because I can. No, because there's a problem. You believe there's a problem. That's why you're making the adjustments. And you bring in Sugar Hill in. But Sugar Hill, in the heavyweight division, as a trainer, when you train a heavyweight, it's very different to training a middleweight or light heavyweight. So, what a trainer wants, what Sugar Hill may see, the thing is, what Sugar Hill may see, is he experienced enough in the heavyweight division? Through Sugar Hill's eyes, what is he seeing? And if what is he seeing, is it enough to get Fury in a position to beat Wilder? Or is he putting Fury in a position of danger? As far as I'm concerned, this style, the Kronk style, for Fury against Wilder, no. It'd have been better off going to Brendan Ingles' gym and training with the Ingles and learn using that Ingles style, because that would have been better him. Or even working with Adam Booth. For that, I can understand Adam Booth, because Adam Booth's all about herky-jerky, moving, getting out of the way, not getting hit. The Booth style would have been more effective for Tyson Fury than with Sugar Hill. Why am I calling Booth's name? Because it makes sense. Booth will allow Fury to move around the ring and use his feet and footwork. Hit and not get hit. That's what the Booth style is all about. He's worked with Hay. That herky-jerky style. You know what I mean? That shake and bake. That would work well. Yes, Hamza, how are we doing? That would work well for Fury. But Sugar Hill, what is the Sugar Hill style? We're going to go out and knock him out. That is not Fury. That's not Fury's style of fighting. That's not his style. He's not that type of guy. Well, you say you need Booth for the power for the Booth style, but again, I would then in that case then if that case in, then what's Josh Kelly doing with him? What was Josh Kelly doing with him? Who else has he? There's a couple of other fighters that Booth has had that weren't big punchers, right? So I don't agree with that. We're talking about boxing fundamentals. I'm talking about punching power here. Two different things. Sugar Hill is talking about him sitting on his shots. Let me break down to you this Kronk style, all right? And how a Kronk style ruined a superstar in this country, in the UK. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Prince Nassim Hamed, right? When Prince Nassim Hamed left the shores of the UK and he went to America, the great Emmanuel Stewart said one thing. He said, listen, I want to see Hamed stop all the running around the ring, set his feet, and let them rocket launchers go. Another trainer in the camp said different. He said, no, if you do that and you take away, if you make Hamed hold his feet and throw rocket launchers, yes, he's going to get more knockouts, but he's going to be there to get hit more. And we started to see the decline of the new style of Hamed in the Augie Sanchez fight, where Hamed was almost stationary, wasn't moving around the ring, and it was his rocket launchers that got him out of trouble against a guy in Augie Sanchez who was a decent fighter, but nothing great. The full decline of the Hamed style was when he fought Marco Antonio Barrera. You moved from Hamed being a guy that would dance and move and unorthodox and hit you all different angles and surprise you. He was pretty predictable, sitting down trying to land big haymakers on Marquez, who was cute and counter punching, and he could crack Hamed. And that basically is why Hamed lost that fight to Barrera, because he no longer had the mobility of moving his feet. What a trainer wants. As opposed to what is good for the fighter. So, again, we go back to what a trainer wants as opposed to what is good for a fighter. Sugar Hill wants Fury to go for a knockout. Me personally, I would be just happy to see Fury fiddle his way around, box, look for the counters, and if the knockout comes, let it come. If you're such a superior boxer, you don't have to go for the knockout. I need to go for the knockout because the judges didn't give it my way. No, dummy, your ass was on the canvas twice. Looking up at the lights the second time round. The first time you hit the canvas, and then the second time you hit the canvas. That's not a boxing masterclass. I think people lower their standards as to what a boxing masterclass is. A boxing masterclass is Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo. That's a boxing masterclass. Okay? Muhammad Ali against George Foreman. That's a boxing masterclass. Right? When Hopkins fought Felix Trinidad was knocking everybody out. And Hopkins took Trinidad apart. He said every time Trinidad used to come forward, before he threw his punches, he'd do something with his head and his feet. And so Hopkins was able to neutralise the right hand using the jab. Got inside and he beat up Trinidad. That's boxing 101. We're going to go out there for the knockout. It's kamikaze and it's suicidal. And I hope they're not going to try and do that. And the Kronk style isn't about getting on a jab and boxing and, using the right hand. Because who came out of the cruise part of the Kronk style? What was the Kronk style? Tommy Hearns. Tall, long, lanky, using a jab. Find a place for that right hand. So when Fury decides to hold his feet and use the jab and bang the right hand over, what, you think Wilder's just going to stand there? Remember I told you all about Luis Ortiz. And I said to you, it will take one shot from Wilder and this fight will be done. Let's see what happens the first time Wilder lands a heavy right hand, because really it was the left hook that was catching Fury. Let's see what happens when Fury gets hit cleanly with a right hand by Wilder. Cleanly. Not a Wilder that was rushing in and was nervous. A calmer, more experienced champion. Let's see what happens in the rematch. Wilder won't change much. He can do a lot better. Fury, I don't think he can do much better. I think that was the best of Fury we saw in that fight. Oh yeah, but he wasn't fit enough. He needs to be more fitter. Well, okay. So what? That was excuse about Luis Ortiz. So we got Luis Ortiz fitter, right? You even gave him a new hairstyle and everything. How'd that work out for you guys, huh? One punch later, oh, Ortiz was the wrong man, and Ortiz, he's not really good enough, and who'd Ortiz beaten? Here we go. So, you know, and if you continue to fight with your face, you will get cleaned out. I'm talking about Kanowski, whatever his name is, going to fight Helenius. If you fight with your face, you will eventually get knocked out. You cannot use your face stop shots like a goalkeeper. That's what you got gloves for. You put your hands up for. So if you want to keep blocking punches with your face, eventually somebody's going to take that chin off for you. And don't go and try and fight Wilder like that, because you will get your head taken off. That's a warning. So good luck with that left jab right hand combination, turning the right hand over. Good luck with all that. Good luck with that. Because while you're in the gym working on getting that right hand together, that's okay. The one thing you can't change, the one thing you cannot change is your chin. And you had an allergic reaction twice. If anything, I'd be looking to work up my defense, not getting hit with them silly punches again, and working on my concentration. And you're like, oh yeah, Fury's going to be fitter for this fight. Okay, right. So he went life and death with who? Otto Wallin. And he got wobbled by Otto Wallin. That's not good. How much adjustment? And another thing, I was talking to somebody about the cut, yeah? An experienced person about the cut. And Fury's cut, he needs to worry about that cut because it's not from the outside in it heals, it's from the inside out it will heal. Do you understand? So the cut's got to heal on the inside. So Fury's best bet for this fight is to delay the fight until about April or May, so the cut is fully healed up. Because it would be a shame, one big right hand, that cut opens up on Fury. You really don't want to be getting cut opening up against Wilder. That's the last thing you want, not being able to see the right hand. So I hope and pray that it's not plan A, go and knock out Wilder. Because if it is, and you're going to stand in the ring and try and knock Deontay Wilder out, believe me, you're getting flattened. You're getting flattened. Then you'll have to go back to the WWE because this style is not good for you. It's not good. Why all the dramatic change, I don't know. But there is one thing I want to mention. I don't know if you've picked this up, boxing fans, about Fury. But have you noticed this is the second trainer that Tyson Fury's gone to where the trainer will not talk about why they split up? You know how Peter Fury and Tyson split up and you never knew why they split up? You've got the same thing again with Ben Davison. They've split up and you don't know why they've split up. So there's something in the water about this. What is it with Fury relationships? Why do they all end up? What is it about? Why do they all end up the way? Why do they suddenly stop like this? What is it about these Fury relationships that end up the way they do? It's something for you to think about. And if I'm right, Fury ended his relationship with Peter Fury at the end of coming to the end of the year. Didn't he do the same thing with Ben Davison as well? Am I wrong in that? Or did he finish with Peter Fury around the same time of the year that he ended up finishing with Ben Davison? It's really near the end of the year, was it not? Can somebody remember if that happened, if that was the case? It just makes me wonder. And then I ask another question. Is the reason for the split not to do with money and not to do with anything else but something else more concerning? Just think about it. If it's not over money and they still have a friendship, Peter's not talking. I don't know about Peter and Tyson, but they both split at a similar time. Isn't that ironic? They both split at the same time of the year, near the end of the year. Hmm. Hmm. I wonder. The other thing I did notice in the press conference, I did notice at the end, at the press conferences, and the question when Fury's been asked questions by Radio Raheem and a few others, he seemed like he didn't want to be doing the press conference. He seemed like he didn't want to be there. He seemed like he had his mind on other things, or he just didn't want to be there. He didn't seem his normal self. Yeah, he came out with a couple of lines. He didn't seem his normal. It didn't seem the same. He seemed uncomfortable about something. I don't know what it was, but he seemed uncomfortable. Whether he was tired of the whole, I don't know, the promotion before he even started, I don't know. But he seemed uncomfortable about something. Maybe it's just me, but he seemed uncomfortable. If you go and watch the Radio Raheem interview, he didn't seem too comfortable at all about it. He's like, yeah, whatever, yeah. So I just wonder. I wonder if Ben Davison was against the distractions of WWE and the related commitments Tyson was taking outside of boxing. well, well, that's a possibility. Let me get some water. Oh, that's better. Sorry about that. That's a possibility. It's a possibility. I wonder myself. Something's not right. Something's not right. Both trainers that won't talk about the split. Both trainers will not talk about the split. Usually, when a fighter and trainer splits, you hear about it. Kovalev and John David Jackson, you heard about that split. And other famous splits down the years. But this split, don't know. I wonder. I just wonder. I hope that Tyson is physically, mentally on the ball. That's what I hope. I hope he's on the ball and it isn't some sort of a breakdown or something more sinister. I hope so. I really do. And maybe the trainer's gone, look, I don't like the way this is going. I don't like the way you're operating here. We can't fall back in those ways. You made a promise to me. Maybe I'm speculating. Maybe. Maybe it'll come out in the wash one day. I don't know. Right, like I said, what a trainer wants isn't what he gets. And for Sugar Hill, he might want the knockout. Yeah. It might be the drink as well. But for Sugar Hill, this is his moment of truth. An untested trainer at heavyweight against a guy who's consistent, always in shape, and getting better with every fight. The room of improvement for Tyson Fury is little or none. The room for Wilder, improvement for Wilder, is huge. You know? Because he was just trying to take Fury's head off the first fight. I think he'd be more patient in a rematch. And his record in rematches, Wilder, I'd have to remind you how devastating they are. So, you can never trust Fury anyway, because if he tells you he's going to do one thing, he'll do something else. But if he dares stand in the centre ring and tries to go toe-to-toe with Wilder, and try and meet him head-on to say, oh yeah, I'm going to do the match on stay, comes toe-to-toe with him. Well, how many people have you seen go toe-to-toe with Wilder and it's worked out? Yeah, I thought so. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. I've got one more video to do tonight, which is on Pacquiao versus Spence. I'll be back soon. Enjoy.